What's going on, YouTube? It's Sensei, a place to be chilling, Mr. A&D, and not Deion Sanders for prime time.
What's up? What's up?
We are back here with another AEW Rampage Grand Slam review. Grand Slam Part 2. So, AEW already delivered and showed what we could do in Arthur Ashe Stadium on a Saturday night. But now it's Friday, 10 going into midnight, okay? And I hope Rampage will not be 2 hours. But TNT fell in love with Rampage. They are getting the most numbers in that time slot than they ever have. And they're going to keep Rampage on TNT. And they're going to move Dynamite on the TBS. So.
Yeah, they both were supposed to move.
Exactly, but Rampage is staying. And you know what? I won't be surprised if they move the time slot too.
We'll have to see.
Yeah, what I mean, do you like it at 10 o'clock?
I don't, but I know Tony Khan doesn't want to even compete with. He don't want to have nothing running at the same time as WWE.
I mean, I agree with it because right now Smackdown averages a steady 2 million viewers. Raw,
but I know, like,
huh?
No, I'm just saying, like, I know, like, maybe if the studio, whatever production or cable company would probably want them to go against him, but Tony Khan probably doesn't want to go against him. Not that he'll lose anything. He just don't want to. He just want to do his own thing.
I mean, I agree. That's the way you should go about it in the first place.
Yeah.
So
if it'll move from Friday, I can see it being Fridays before 8 is kind of too early for a show to start.
Yeah, right. I mean, like it probably will stay in the 10 o'clock time slot. I know they were testing the whole thing out for the, with the 2 hour format, but going into midnight, I don't know because. Nah,
I don't think. I think they'll stay 1 hour.
It needs to stay 1 hour, and if it was to go to Saturdays, like WCW like Saturday night, then 6:05 would be dope,
Yeah, Saturdays early are good, but Fridays early are not good.
Or not good at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
But right now, let's get into which. Obviously, this was taped. This was not live like it was on Wednesday. This was taped because they recorded that. Now, there were some people that were actually there that I heard on some people's podcasts saying that the crowd was jumping for Rampage, but it didn't come across that way on TV because they seemed tired because they was there for Dynamite, Rampage, and Evolution.
I don't know why you act like you say tired. 4 hours is 4 hours. Is that a lot? I know it's a lot, but I'm saying like 4 consecutive hours. Is that really tiring as like that?
4 consecutive hours can be tiring. And once again, it all depends because, there is a lot of wrestling. It's a lot of wrestling. It's a lot of. I mean, I don't know what the rules and regulations are for the COVID there.
And, I'm just saying, like, I know people are saying the crowd is tired after 4 hours, but I'm like, people are saying it as if it's like after 7 hours of WrestleMania. It's only 4. So I'm saying, like, people be saying the crowd is tired as if they just sat through 7 hours.
No, I mean, first of all, in my opinion, on certain things, obviously the crowd was still jumping. Like the crowd still jumped for Orange Cassidy. The crowd still jumped for the Luchasaurus in that whole match. But there are certain things that the crowd kind of went numb for, and it ain't because they didn't like it. I just think because after a while, because it's hard to follow Kenny Omega and Bryan Danielson. It's hard to follow that. And they kicked off the show with that. You know what I'm saying? And it would have been a little bit more of a different kind of setting if it was live. But neither here or there. It's Friday, and you know what that means. There was no JR, so there is no, and you do know what that means. So it's time for Rampage, and we kick things off with CM Punk facing Powerhouse Hobbs with Hook. This is CM Punk's first television match in over 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
So we're about to see what Punk can do on television. Punk he brought back the trunks opposed to the tights now.
I don't I don't think he brought him back. I think he's going to alternate.
Oh, okay.
I think. I'm not saying for sure what I'm saying because people say he brought the trunks back because he didn't like the tights. I just think he's going to like alternate them. Like how who alternates? Let me see. Some people do alternate, so I was trying to think of who alternates, but I can't think of nobody right now. Like Kazarian. Sometimes he'll wear the trunks, sometimes he'll wear the long pants.
Yeah, okay. So he probably can alternate. So this matchup it was a good match, not a great match. A lot of people talk about some great match. I'm like, nah, it wasn't that great. But
no, it's
first of all, I'm not going to see what Powerhouse has because a lot of people got a lot of faith and confidence in him, and CM Punk want to work because they're taking their time with Powerhouse House. They obviously want to make him a star. Obviously, he's Hobbs is working the heel type match, doing slow moves, doing chin holds and stuff like that, and playing the power game with CM Punk. Throws him into the corners. CM Punk does the Bret Hart, takes the turnbuckle into the chest. Powerhouse Hobbs has CM Punk in the 619 position and goes and does the Mark Henry and slashes his body all through CM Punk, but he got his top rope caught on that rope, and it almost was nasty, but he still made it through. But that wasn't even the botch.
I mean, it was
the
nasty though.
Say what? I
said it was nasty though.
Yeah, but that wasn't even the botch of the matchup. So, as he's still beating up Punk and he's still doing the power moves. There's one point where they go over the top rope. Oh, you all right?
I'm watching football. Sorry.
Oh, okay. No, I know it is. We are recording this kind of late, everybody. But so he's on the top rope, and then CM Punk is doing the punches, and he's trying to go for the Frankensteiner. He does, but Hobbs catches him, brings him back up. Now he's standing on the middle rope to go for a powerbomb, but then CM Punk goes and gives him Hurricane Rana, and he falls, and Hobbs falls right on his head. Nasty spill. Nasty.
Yeah, this like the third match in a row where he's landed on his head.
Yeah, I'm like, y'all stop trying to injure my man Hobbs out here?
First, I don't think it's their. Not to say that it is their fault, but it's like it's I don't know whose fault it is. It's just an unfortunate.
It's an unfortunate mistake, but I'm saying, but the way CM Punk, because I know the move they was trying to do. They was trying to do that Rey Mysterio Eddie Guerrero thing, like when he holds on to it, brings it up, but the momentum flips him backwards. He goes kind of far. But once again, like CM Punk had that launch ability, and Hobbs had to hurt and flip.
Well, Hobbs is heavy, so it's hard to get that launch ability with a heavier person.
That is true. But I mean, the good thing is that there is nothing wrong with him. He tries to hook on the triangle choke. While Hobbs tries to hold the grip so it doesn't happen, and then he gets slammed back on the mount. It's only a 2 count. Then all of a sudden, Hook jumps on the apron, and Hobbs goes for like a clothesline, but Punk gets out the way. He hits Hook off the apron, and then Punk hits it for the GTS, which you didn't think he was going to hit. Right on Hobbs.
I thought he was. You see how big Hobbs is? I swear I thought he wasn't going to get him up.
No, he got him up. He got him up, and he hit the GTS pretty good and won the matchup. So I already knew CM Punk was obviously going to win, but I thought that was a good showing for Hobbs, and obviously they're going to take the time with Hobbs. I don't know if they're going to they're going to pick Hobbs over Brian Cage. I'm not sure, but obviously it looks like they are because we still know what Brian Cage is at right now. We also got backstage that Thunder Rosa interfered at Jade Cargill or Nyla Rose, which I like that those little. All it took was like a minute. 10 seconds. Actually, maybe about 45 to 50 seconds of them women cut a quick promo to advance the storyline. That's all they needed. That's one thing in wrestling when it comes to women's division. I'm like, y'all don't have to have just one women's match on the card to advance storyline. Y'all could do these little 45-second promos and these little storylines to help advance different storylines. So all the women can get involved. You know what I'm saying? And
so how long the women supposed to be on the show?
I said the promo was about 45, 50 seconds.
I mean, that's good, but sometimes that's all they be giving them was 45 seconds on the whole show.
I mean, I agree. I'm saying they need more. Like if you give them 2 matches and a couple promos so they can advance each other, so everybody can get a little taste of the storyline. You know.
Yeah.
We got.
I just wish they used them more because you can't be like, yeah, we gonna introduce a secondary title when the first. We'll get to it.
Yeah. We got a trios match here. The Super Click, Adam Cole and the Young Bucks taking on Christian Cage and Jurassic Express with Margo.
I'm so glad that they still got the rights to that name.
What? Super Click?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's great.
That's what they was before they before.
So this match, as you know, is
whoa. Before we get to that, we gotta talk about this nuclear Adam Cole baby in the beginning was like probably was the loudest chant in the whole arena. I mean in the whole 2 nights, I think.
Oh, well, you talking when he tagged out right away?
No, when in his entrance when he did the Adam Cole baby.
Oh yeah, well yeah. Like I said, they was hyped for it.
Yeah, I think he probably got that. I think that was the biggest like pop of the whole whatever you want, Arthur Ashe.
You know what? Yeah, that because I thought Orange Cassidy came close also.
Yeah,
but no, I mean, but Adam Cole was definitely they were there for it. This match is literally all over. It's a Young Bucks matchup. But if I could try to recall something, I could try to recall towards the last things at the end. I do remember that they did the trademark. Adam Cole has Jungle Boy in like the camel clutch, and then both the Young Bucks give him a kiss on on the cheek and stuff like that. They have that spot. But when Luchasaurus gets the hot tag in, he goes and I loved all his offense. He goes and
see, right, you go.
Well, okay. So I'm about to say you don't like him doing all that Lucha stuff.
It's not that. It's that it doesn't. It's either that it doesn't work for me, or that they've watered him down so much that I don't even care.
I won't say they watered him down. I think it's just first of all, it is not normal to see a big man do all that kind of stuff because like one of the spots I know Prime is talking about is when he kind of like does a backflip to get away from one of the Young Bucks and then does another dive down and a kick up and then a kick over to the Young Bucks. I was like, that's straight Ricochet style stuff to do.
Well, no, it don't bother me that he does it. It's that when you do it, it's just like, oh, okay, cool. It's like, I don't know if it's just that he's okay.
Well, he does it too often.
It's not, and then he does it slow too, though.
Yeah,
and I know he's a bigger guy, but like the match be going like 99 miles per hour. Then when he does that, it kind of slows down to like 75 a little bit.
Yeah, I can get it, but
and then after he's done, then it goes back to 99. That's
why I feel as though that the big guys only use it for special occasions. You like when you're in these kind of Young Bucks matches, you can't be doing that all the time. And then when somebody like Luchasaurus does it all the time, it gets old real fast.
Yeah.
So, but he has Adam Cole to choke slam. And then he kind of like choke slams Adam Cole onto Matt or Nick Jackson, which I thought was a dope spot in the beginning also. And he starts going crazy. Christian Cage comes in. It does like a reverse DDT, and they get like a near fall. Then they all get tossed out on the ramp, and then it's like
this ramp was so slippery.
It was. Jungle Boy dives to the outside and knocks one of them out and gets super kicked, but then Christian goes and spears another one of them, and they got slide down the ramp.
Everybody take a bump and just slides down. I think that's funny.
I was like, man, they got Don Callis walk down there in them like running there in them shoes because he would have bust his ass,
which would have been funny.
Yeah, Matt Jackson hits a low blow on Christian Cage and tosses him off the ramp, so he's done for the matchup. And then tosses Jungle Boy off the ramp in the ring to Luchasaurus, and then he tries to go for another choke slam, but Adam Cole reverses it, hits a Panama Sunrise, which was a good looking Panama Sunrise, but I'm mad it was just a setup move. And then of course the Bucks come in there and they hit the BTE trigger. Then Cole finishes him off with the boom knee for the win. So now remember how we was talking about the Britt Baker and Chris Statlander match from All Out? And how she did like 3 different finishing moves and kept trying to pin her. She kept kicking out. This is what I was talking about. Just do them all in a row to the point where there is no excuse to kick out. So he gave them the Panama Sunrise, then he got the BT trigger, then the boom knee.
As soon as they announced this match, I already knew Luchasaurus was taking the pin.
Yeah, because I really think it's time. Because I'll get to how. If you want to know about my thoughts about Jungle Boy, I'll wait to the podcast. So they win the matchup here, and it's a big win for the Super Click, and they probably gonna be the ones to get the trios titles first.
You know, I was watching this match. They are so over. I wouldn't be surprised if they break up from the Omega. Super Elite, and it's Omega and the Good Brothers, and then Adam Cole and the Young Bucks as faces.
That is a possibility. I think once the trios titles come in, I think when people really get behind them for winning the trios titles, I think that's when it's going to be it.
I think people are already all behind them, but they're heels, so they kind of because every move that they do, the crowd cheers along. Like they before they do the BT, they chant BTE trigger, then the crowd says it along.
Yeah.
Every time Adam Cole looks at somebody, they go crazy. So
it kind of reminds me of Ring of Honor.
Yeah, it kind of reminds. It's kind of like their faces, but unofficial faces.
Yeah, like I said, but once they get some gold on them, I think they're gonna have no choice but to just be all faces. To be honest with you, minus the Kenny Omega thing. But next matchup we have the Men of the Year, Scorpio Sky and all Ethan Page taking on the Demo God, Chris Jericho, and Jake Hager. This is where the show dipped for me. Thank you. I was just about to say, can you think, please? Don't lie to yourself and say this match was all. Like, me personally, I'm not into Jack Swagger, Jake Hager. I'm not into his style of wrestling. I wasn't into him in WWE. I'm not into him now. I'm a huge Chris Jericho guy. But I'm like, this match really ain't got no heat for me. Scorpio Sky, Ethan Page, like, they need to win the match and stuff like that. Jericho, Hager comes tags in and the splash Scorpio Sky that he goes for. I hate how they call it the Hager bomb. It's a Vader bomb. Like, stop it. Put respect on Vader's name.
I mean, it was the Swagger bomb too. So.
God, whatever, Jack Swagger. Hager
it always was stupid because why would you not call your finisher that he did was a power bomb? Why would you not call that the Swagger bomb? But whatever.
Whatever. See, that's what I'm talking about. He gets you mad all over. Hager hits Scorpio Sky with an ankle lock. Jericho enters the ring and applies the walls of Jericho. Then Dan Lambert jumps on the apron to distract him. Jericho went over the top rope.
Jumps on the apron. Yeah, that's an overstatement.
He climbed up. Hager slams Sky, but then Lambert grabbed Hager's leg, and Sky rolled up Hager for the win. So they win. So meanwhile, Jericho and Lambert, Jericho brings Lambert back in the ring, so him and Hager can try to beat him up. But then all of a sudden, America's top team with Junior Dos Santos and Austin Vanderford and Dalton Rosa, a lot of other UFC fighters I do not know, surround the ring. And they come in there and they beat up Jericho. They get Junior Dos Santos, other than being a UFC 4 cover, gives a running knee, which I don't look cool. But him and Jericho exchanging punches should never have happened. Because he's a legit fighter, and he has to pull his punches, and none of that shit looks good. Just like knock him the fuck out.
I wish they would have just planned it out better. Because the way that the story goes is Jericho he's a shoot fighter, so he's tough. But they should not have tried to do a fake shoot fight.
Yeah, that did not work out for me, to be honest with you. But either here or there. AEW World Tag Team Champions, the Lucha Bros, with Santana and Ortiz taking on the Hardy Family Business, Private Party, and the Butcher and the Blade. So, huge 8-man tag stuff out here. Like, when I say all this shit is all over the place, it's really one of them kind of matches. Santana and Ortiz come out with the orange and blue, the Mets or the Knicks colors. You can make an argument. You know, that's New York for you. So, obviously, they are hyped for being in New York right now. And
they're from New York.
Yeah, I know they're from New York. I'm just saying it would have been great for them to win the titles here, but obviously that wants the Lucha Bros. And I know they're gonna get their match eventually, and they're gonna win over big because it is the Inner Circle done.
No,
because now this is the reason why it probably should have been done. MJF should have probably disbanded the Inner Circle because you mean to tell me they come out hyped for this matchup after Hager and Jericho just get their ass beat?
Yeah, but both of the teams are like that for some reason. I don't know why.
So it'd be better if you just disband them and let them do their own thing. Because now
I'm saying both of the teams are like that. The Pinnacle and the Inner Circle are both like that. So
the Pinnacle's still a thing too?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
I think they're doing it like that so that they can be separated so that we don't see them on TV together and then they'll come back and feud. Or have their final match or whatever. I think people were complaining that they were doing too much so that they just probably separated them for the time being so that they could be separated from each other. And there's something to probably bring them together. I don't know.
But I mean, right now the Instagram ain't got nothing much to do, so you could have disbanded them, let them do their own thing, as opposed to saying
they technically are disbanded.
Huh?
Technically, they are disbanded.
How? Jericho didn't lose the match?
I'm saying technically they're together, but they're not like doing stuff together. Like Hager and Jericho are together, Santana and Ortiz are together, and Simmons with Fuego. Okay. So they're not like doing stuff together in storyline, but they're technically still a faction.
Oh. Let's see. Yeah, we got stuff to talk about now. The match is, like I said, all over the place. Mark Quinn tries to go for a shooting star press dance on his feet, but then gets...
that was a high shooting star
press. It was. For the land on his feet like that, that was dope. But he ended up getting the street sweeper by Santana and Ortiz, and they end up pinning him, and then, the faces win the matchup. Backstage, Tony Schiavone interviews Matt Hardy and Jack Evans because Orange Cassidy's pissing him off, and then he wants to have a hair versus hair match with Orange Cassidy, and it's going to be him versus Jack Evans hair on the line. And Jack Evans does not look happy about that at all. So, Sammy Guevara and Fuego del Sol on the ramp. Miro ambushes them from behind. Clothesline Sammy, and Fuego jumped on Miro's back, but then Miro hurled Fuego off the stage and locked in the game over on Sammy. So there you have it. They're going right to the Miro and Sammy Guevara storyline, which I think you could say that for Full Gear. Let Sammy chase the title a little bit before he wins it.
Which might be what they do. They might have him lose first and still feud.
Maybe so. Dark Order's Anna Jay taking on the super bad girl Penelope Ford, Philly in the house. The match is what you expect it to be, obviously. The bunny comes out to try to do a distraction, tosses Penelope Ford, the brass knucks, and hits Anna Jay in there with him and wins the matchup. So after they start beating up on Anna Jay, then here comes Ty Conti comes down, but then Ty Conti gets hit with the brass knucks and she gets knocked out. While the Hardy family is like waiting there for the ramp, waiting for Orange Cassidy and Chris Taylor to come down. They do, and they come out and they just staring at them. But then here comes the Dark Order. The Dark Order comes down, and then they have like all big ass brawl in the ring. So everything kind of, well, they're not really a brawl. They kind of come in. They kind of, Matt Hardy and them kind of leave, kind of thing. So I was like, I could do without that, be honest with you. So, the main event, the Lights Out match. Eddie Kingston and John Moxley taking on Minoru Suzuki and the Murder Hawk Lance Archer, or the Murder Hawk Monster. Archer walks out with the candlesticks in his hands. And did they take time to play Minoru Suzuki's song? Because I missed the opening.
Yes, they did.
They did, okay. So they made sure, hey, we are so sorry for doing it last time.
Yeah, that's like Adam Cole when he was in NXT not playing the boom part.
Yeah, why would they not do that? Suzuki jumps on Moxley, not wasting no time, and they're brawling around the ring. As Kingston, his hand has to be tired. He must have done about 160 chops in this match. In this whole matchup, as many times.
You talking about Suzuki?
No, I'm talking about Eddie Kingston.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably. So there's one point where they Suzuki kicked Kingston, sending him right through a table that was set up in the corner. I thought that was cool. Then Moxley gets chokeslammed outside, and he gets his hands like, is that duct tape or was it handcuffed?
Duct tape.
Okay, so they duct tape Moxley's hands, and they just going ham on Moxley, giving him suplexes, giving him the kendo sticks, and hitting him in there. Suzuki is just bite him in his head. I'm just like, okay, I understand that that's your thing and all that, but I ain't doing that with COVID. I'm sorry. I'm just not. But as he's biting, Moxley said, Kingston tries to come back in there, starts doing the machine gun chops. It ain't working on Archer, but he pokes him in his eyes. He does the machine gun chops in the corner that gives him an explosive suplex. And but Suzuki comes in and locks a sleeper on Kingston, and then now they get 2 chairs, and they do the whole spine together for the chairs as Lance Archer's about to send Eddie Kingston into them chairs with his finisher. But then all of a sudden, some music goes off, and it says on the ramp, "Homicide." Homicide. I've had my friend JD Moxley on my show all the time. He's a huge Homicide fan. I'm not a fan of Homicide at all. So, Homicide comes in behind him with the chair and starts hitting people with the chair and tries to cut Moxley's hands.
First of all, he tried to hit Archer with the chair and couldn't figure out how to do it, so he just said, "All right," and he just threw the chair.
Yeah.
While it was like in the sitting position.
I'm about to say. Now, maybe it came off differently to you, but did the crowd really pop for this? For Homicide?
They popped for Homicide because he's from New York.
From New York. Okay, that's right.
But, he didn't need to come out there. He could have came out after the match and just beat him down or something. But during the match, didn't think he needed to be interrupted.
Mm-hmm.
And then, come on, if you're going to interrupt, hit the cop killer if you're going to interrupt.
You gotta hit the cop killer. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know if they want to use that terminology right now.
Call it the vertebraker. Call it the whatever.
No, bro. It's kind of like some things just have to be the cop killer. You know what I'm saying? Or it got to be the FU. You know what I mean? But, I get it. Moxley hits the paradigm shift on Suzuki that he spikes Lance Archer with the paradigm shift, and then Eddie Kingston puts a trash can over his head and just wails on him with this kendo stick onto the trash can that pins Lance Archer, and Homicide, Moxley, and Kingston celebrate in the ring. So that's how it goes off. So this is that was Grand Slam Part 2 for Rampage. I give it a thumbs up. I enjoyed the show. The show was really good. But now I'm gonna ask you, which show was better?
Out of what?
Night 1 or Night 2?
Dynamite, by far.
Yeah, I'm about to say I thought the Dynamite show was a lot better than the Rampage show. But the Rampage show was still a thumbs up for me. Did it still get a thumbs up for you?
Yes, it still gets a thumbs up. But the Dynamite show was more of the main events. Shows why they did have some main event matches in Rampage, it wasn't the same. It wasn't.
No. But I think overall it was still a good feeling. I like this. I like to see AEW win like this. So yeah, so that's what it was. So post any comments down below how you guys feel about Rampage. Hit the like button if you guys enjoyed our review. Hit the subscribe button for more AEW and wrestling content. Stay tuned for our podcast as well as we talk more about any more of this stuff. So once again, this is NCM Place to Be, Children Mr. D, and not Deion Sanders for Prime Time.
All right, y'all.
All right, and the Nerd Coalition is out.